So essentially, here's what's happening. We made it to our site, and we're checking in, and as I was leaving our car right here, it's kind of a sketchy road, and the description was a secure parking lot, and that doesn't really look like it's the case. So they said we can leave our bags here and only take what we need. So we're quickly trying to hide our valuables, take what we can, and then leaving other stuff here, but trying to pack a bag. I hope this ends up okay. Good morning, guys. It is another beautiful, bright and sunshiny day here in Jordan, and we are about to leave our hotel and drive from Wadi Musa, where we are, down to Wadi Rum, which is supposed to be like the most incredible desert. Different films like The Martian and Star Wars have been filmed there, and so it's supposed to be like an otherworldly experience seeing it. So we have a Jeep tour tonight, which is going to take us out into the desert for a few hours and drive us around. Then we're coming back and we're going to be staying in a Bedouin tent. So we're really excited to be heading down there, but first we've got to get our stuff out of this hotel before we head on this about hour and 45-minute drive, and then we'll be there. So let's get our stuff out of here and head on out.
So we made it to Wadi Rum, and it's a beautiful drive-in so far, but we had to stop at the visitor center so that we can scan our Jordan passes, and our guides that we're going with tonight said to check in here and they're gonna call to let them know that we're on our way. So here we go.
So never mind, reception ended up not even scanning our Jordan pass and basically just said just go on ahead. So we're just gonna get back in the car and head 5 kilometers down the road to our meeting point with our tour group and then see what happens from there.
Online, there were lots of good reviews. Everyone seemed like this was a very positive experience. So far we've gotten like zero information. Just take with us whatever we want, leave in the car whatever we don't want. And I guess we're going on this Jeep. I don't really know. I don't know what we need to take. We didn't get like any information.
So essentially, here's what's happening. We made it to our site and we're checking in, and as I was leaving our car right here, it's kind of a sketchy road, and the description was a secure parking lot, and that doesn't really look like it's the case. So they said we can leave our bags here and only take what we need. So we're quickly trying to hide our valuables, take what we can, and then leaving other stuff here, but trying to pack a bag. I hope this ends up okay. Let's keep our bags with us in here.
So you can give me a bag.
Okay.
We have a strong muscle now. Yeah, really. If I go in kilo, I am more than how I am.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because you have a strong muscle.
Yes.
I mean, we can take double 2 times from you.
Oh, okay.
Leave it me.
Okay.
Because we are Bedouins.
Yes.
We live the army life.
Okay.
Strong more than the army. Our life strong more than the army.
Wow. After our things were thrown on top of the truck, our tour guide drove us and 3 other people out into the desert of Wadi Rum. And after just a short little drive, he pulled up to a giant sand dune of sand that had been blown up onto a huge rock. He got out and he got us a sandboard. He showed us a route down from the top, but he didn't teach us how to do it, so we grabbed the boards and we went up and figured it out.
Dang. This is impossible. I'm not going. I hope it's somewhat like wakeboarding.
Wakeboarding's probably harder.
Really?
I think so.
There you
just
go.
Stay, yeah, you're good. Just
Go,
stay.
go.
You won't go very fast. Just stay straight. Just bend your knees a little bit.
Okay, at this rate, you're gonna miss breakfast, so.
Here we go.
Stay up, stay up.
Oh, that's good form.
There you go.
Pretty slow, but fun.
seeing how slow it is?
If you still think you're gonna go fast, 'cause you're high up, but
Oh my
you actually start going.
You're going. Yep, that's all.
It's like going down an escalator.
Yeah, Sean White.
After doing some sandboarding, we are now climbing up to a viewpoint for the sunset. The sandboarding was way slower than we expected, but really fun. But now this is supposed to be a really cool bridge, or like natural bridge formed out of rock, and the sunset's supposed to be just beautiful up here. So we're going up here to check it out. But this is way more exercise than we anticipated because we are climbing tons. So we're not actually stopping here for the sunset, we're going to another place, but that little tiny skinny bridge right there was just a really kind of cool sight for pictures. And our guide was telling us that there was a lady who came here once and did a jumping picture and literally jumped off the edge and fell down the cliff. So we avoided doing that here and we're escaping with our lives. But we're gonna move on to the next site where I think it's supposed to actually be the spot for the sunset because it's setting pretty quickly. So our driver just brought us out to a spot to overlook and watch the sunset go down, or watch the sun go down. And it is an incredible view. There's actually like camels. We don't know if they're wild camels, but they're just roaming around the desert out in front of us, tons of them. And the sun's going down. There's nobody around at all. We're out here completely by ourselves. It is incredible. It's so different than the Dubai desert. It's not like all these sand dunes and everything. It's like sand everywhere, but then these crazy mountains and rock formations. So we're gonna go watch the sunset and watch the camels, camel herd walk through the desert and just soak in this surreal moment.
So far this tour has been really amazing. The beginning we were a little confused about what was going on, but the rest of it has been awesome. We've gotten to drive all through the desert and see all these beautiful rock formations. And now we got to see the sunset. There's even camels off in the distance. And so far, really nice. And I think next we're going to the camp, and there we should have dinner. I don't know what else. Maybe entertainment? I'm not really sure.
Okay.
So
This is fun. It's so cute.
So yeah, we just came across the desert. We actually came really, really far in to this campsite. There are a few along the way. And this is our little humble abode, I guess, for the night. The weather's super cool, really, really nice. We probably can just open that window and let it breeze through. And there's also a couple camels that were walking around the campsite when we pulled in, but it's super dark, so I couldn't see them on the camera, but we might find ourselves getting licked by the camels in the morning. Shared showers and bathrooms at the end, but not bad, power and everything.
But it looks like we have the camp with maybe 2 other families. There was the American family we were with in the car, and then we saw some other tourists. So not very many people here. Kind of have it all to ourselves. This is nice.
So they said just drop our bags off, and we're gonna head up to the dinner tent because they have dinner prepared for us. So dropped off, maybe run to the restroom real quick, and then we're good to go. Good to go.
Good to go.
Whoa. Look at how the bathroom is built into the rock.
That's cool.
Wow.
Wait, is there men's or women's or is this one big bag?
I think it's one big one. Okay. But look at that cool rock built into the building's built into it. So they just pulled the food out of the ground. It's like zucchini, chicken, and potatoes, and then we have a whole other buffet of stuff that we're eating: potatoes and greens and soups and sweets. So yeah, so we're just sitting outside and we're eating this food, and then they're going to be having Bedouin music, they said, afterwards, and hookah, shisha, and different things. So we're going to sit here and enjoy this meal.
It's good.
This is so fun. There's a lot more people than there were earlier. So this is so fun. I love it. As we were kind of wrapping up dinner, the Bedouin guides started going over kind of in this corner and playing some music. And so there were a lot of guys just kind of standing around and hanging out over there while this guy was playing this guitar kind of instrument. And then this sweet little blonde boy who's here with his the European family walks over to them and kind of sits to the side and is just like watching them and really interested in them. And so then one of the Bedouin men like kind of calls him over, and so the little boy comes and sits right next to him, and the man just puts his arm around him, and then they're just talking, and this little boy like becomes best friends with all these guys. They're just chatting for a really long time. The little boy has this huge smile on his face. He's so excited. And then after that we move to this campfire area and we're all sitting on the ground, and so then there's all the tourists over on one side, and then the Bedouin men who are playing the instruments are all sitting on another side. But the little boy is just sitting in the middle of them, and he is just like, you could tell, having the time of his life. Huge smile the whole time, and just all these men are just asking him questions about himself and talking to him, and he just loves being one of the guys. And it was just one of like the sweetest, cutest little cultural experiences I've seen. We love witnessing those kind of things. It's so much fun. But this was a really fun night. I think this is one of my favorite things. We just like, it was really chill kind of at the end. We just got to sit around the campfire, campfires are like one of my favorite things ever. And they were just playing music and everyone's just talking, and there's candles everywhere. They kept pouring us tea. It was just really relaxing and really nice. Beautiful night. I love this. I'm excited. And then, so we're going to sleep here tonight. And then in the morning, we get up kind of early, and then we're going to have breakfast, and then we're going to head out. We didn't sleep great, but it's a beautiful morning. We get to see this rock. And now we're going to go eat breakfast and try to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, so this morning we have breakfast at 7:30. And last night it was like fairly hot whenever we tried to go to bed. So you don't want to sleep with any covers or anything, but then it got a lot cooler as the night went on, so I ended up putting the blankets on. But I had a really bad stomach cramp throughout the night, and so I really did not sleep good at all. And so this morning I'm not hungry, but bless me, out in the middle of the desert is not really the place that I wanted to get. Feeling a little bit sick last night, but that's the way it ended up. But we're on our way up to breakfast now, see what they have for us, and then I think we'll be heading back to the city pretty soon after that. So that will be our Bedouin experience, but let's see if they have anything else prepared. So that was it. Just got some breakfast, just a small amount real quick, and then packed up, and we have a truck outside waiting for us to leave. So I think we're all packed up. We'll just get in the truck, and it's gonna be a super short drive to the city. We'll be getting a car, and then we'll have a 4-hour drive to Oman. 4-hour drive to Oman. So we're gonna get our bags together and get it thrown in the truck, and then I guess head on out.
Car's still here.
Yep, it all looks good still.
It is reliable.
It is. So we made it back to our car from the camp, and everything was as we left it. So we were good to go. We got checked out, and so our whole tour cost 35 dinars per person, and so that included the Jeep tour, the dinner, the music, like our place to stay, and breakfast, and then the ride back. So we felt like that was a pretty good deal. You can do like a lot more luxury stays. Like ours had a shared bathroom like amongst the camp, but then there's some that have private bathrooms, some that are like Martian domes you can stay in where you have windows and you can look out on the desert. So we saw there's some pretty fancy stays you can have out here in Wadi Rum, which look pretty cool, but this was what we wanted to do, and this was just great for us. But there are extra things on this tour that you could pay for, like there was a family that did camel rides. Last night you could do shisha, kind of like hookah, but we wanted to go with what we already paid for. But there's lots of fun extras you can do. But now we are headed out. We're gonna drive about 3.5 hours to our hotel that's near the airport in Amman. So 3.5 hours later, and we have made it all the way back up to Amman, where we started our road trip. And this is where it ends. We fly out tomorrow, and so we're done with Jordan, and this is the end of our Middle East trip as well.
Yeah, it's been a really fun month in the Middle East and getting to check out so much new culture to us, as well as the Ramadan aspect that we did not plan on, but we got to experience while we were here, and it was really, really neat. So we're really glad that we did this. If you were thinking about doing a Jordanian road trip, highly recommend it. It is definitely doable. It is not scary. We felt very safe doing it. Way easier to do than we expected as well. Amman can be a little bit crazy, but as far as driving, it is totally doable and definitely worth it.
Yeah, and it was, I think, like financially worth it too, because doing a tour I think is going to be a lot more expensive, and then getting taxis between all these major sites would be a lot more expensive. So we had the freedom of having our own car, and that was really nice, and it wasn't very expensive. So
yeah, definitely a way to do it. So we hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you enjoyed our look at the Middle East and Jordan specifically. And if you did, please go ahead and hit that like button, and then also subscribe so you can keep up with more of our adventures. We'd love to have you travel with us, especially tomorrow as we fly to Greece.